All right, I just wanted to make a quick video breaking down the Sooner Magic win from Saturday and OU's first win in the SEC. And this really was the definition of Sooner Magic, so I just wanted to look at a few plays from that. First was just the spark, the deep pass to J.J. Hester that really I don't think anybody saw coming. I don't think anybody in their right mind thought that a deep pass to, of all people, J.J. Hester was in the works, that was about to happen. And it was probably the first completed deep ball since Arnold's pass to Farouk against Temple. And it was a great pass from Hawkins. That was perfectly placed to a guy that I don't think anybody had much faith in. We all remember his drop against Temple on that perfectly placed pass from Arnold. And then Javonte Barnes, a couple plays later, ultimately scores probably the easiest TD for OU all season. And then the second thing, of course, was Kip Lewis's massive pick six. And this was an interesting play, I thought, because what's going to happen here is they show blitz, right? The two linebackers, Stutzman and Lewis, show blitz, and they even engage the offensive line. They make contact with the offensive line before dropping back. And I don't know if this is a look that they had shown in the game before this point, but when you sell the blitz that hard where you're making contact with the offensive line, you can't drop very far into coverage, and I think that's exactly what the defense was counting on. It seems like they were baiting Peyton Thorne into a hot read to number 18, and that's exactly what they got, because they clearly weren't planning on getting very deep drops, and so they were probably hoping that he would make a hot read because of how hard they were selling the blitz, and then Kip Lewis just makes Sooner Magic happen, and all of a sudden you go from looking absolutely lost to freaking winning on the road in your first SEC road game. Just an incredible turn of events. It reminds me of Tennessee 2015. It reminds me of Bedlam in 1983. I wasn't alive for that one, but I know it. That was one of those games where OU was down 20-3 in that game and ended up winning 21-20. Some fortunate stuff, and it all started with a big pass play to Derek Shepard. Just like this started with a big pass play to J.J. Hester. And then, of course, you have the two-point conversion with Michael Hawkins, and here Hawkins demonstrates that he's got some Kyler in him. Look at this athleticism. That really reminds me of that Kyler play against Florida Atlantic that kind of put everybody on notice, and the tenacity to go over the top and just get in to the end zone by any means necessary. That's Baker, and there's a proud papa right there, and proud mama. Proud for their son, who's a legacy, doing what it takes to get into the end zone. But yeah, he showed some Kyler, he showed some Baker, and he's got the confidence of both. And that sequence, I think, really changed how this defense was playing. Before that, they were the defense seemed tired, they seemed gassed. Auburn was getting chunk runs, 6, 7, 8 yards at a time. But after Kip Lewis's pick six, they started hitting hard again. They started coming after the quarterback, and this is a good example right here where Stutzman just says, "No, sir," and gives Peyton Thorne. He says, "Hey, if you're not gonna slide, you're not gonna go down, I'm gonna hit you and make you regret that." And R. Mason Thomas, I think we just need to start calling him the closer, because whenever we're in the fourth quarter and we're up, there's just no getting away from R. Mason Thomas. He's the best pure pass rusher on the team. The coaches have said that, and now we see it in these situations where the opponent has to pass. They don't stand a chance against R. Mason Thomas in that situation. Could he improve in some other areas? Yeah, sure he could, but his ability to pass rush, it really is unmatched. He's relentless, and he gets there. And of course, here on fourth down, R. Mason Thomas goes at it again, and Grayson Halton forces the issue there too. Probably the most productive pass rushing D tackle for OU this year, and man, he just lays into Peyton Thorne, and Peyton Thorne is regretting life right now. And that's the thing. It looks like now the defense is completely different, and whereas the Sooners were on their heels and Auburn looked jacked, it's the reverse. Now Auburn looks shell-shocked and OU looks jacked. Right now, OU didn't move the ball too much after that RMT sack, but they were able to get a field goal out of it, and props to Zach Schmidt for making 2 big kicks on the road after being demoted. But Keltner was out, and so Schmidt stepped up and didn't miss a beat. And so now that forces Auburn into a different situation, different play calling than they otherwise would have had, being down by 6 instead of down by 3. And on this play, OU hits hard again. They bring the blitz from RSJ, and he destroys Peyton Thorne. I don't know if they had brought much secondary pressure before this or not, but that was perfectly timed, a perfect call for the situation. And after a desperation heave, Michael Hawkins secures a win with his epic hair and his first ever start, thanks to timely big plays and the defense coming alive at the right time. Hawkins' stat line didn't look great. He had a TD taken off the board due to a penalty, but he did just enough, and he put his body on the line for the team. All in all, he did all you could ask from a true freshman in his first start, which came on the road. And this wasn't on the road at Iowa State or Kansas. This was a much tougher place to play, and he handled it like a champ. And Sooner Magic has made itself known in the SEC, and hopefully it will make itself known for a long time to come.